Political party ActionSA has handed a report on a suspicious water treatment tender to the Special Investigation Unit. This comes after a commission of inquiry the party held into the Hammanskraal water crisis, which has plagued the area for about 17 years. A 295 million rand tender was meant to solve the water crisis, and soon claims of corruption emerged. Let's get you more detail on that. We're joined by the ActionSA's Bongani Baloyi. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. Let's start with this commission of inquiry and the revelations that came from it.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity for us to have a conversation about this very important issue that has been affecting the communities of Hammanskraal for the past 17 years and linked communities which are not too far from Hammanskraal. So ActionSA commissioned a commission of inquiry in April last year as a consequence of various complaints we are finding from communities in Hammanskraal about the quality of their water and the fact that they, at that point, have been condemned to almost 15 years, 16 years without clean potable water, and yet monies from the municipality have been claimed to be expended within the realm of trying to resolve the problems of Hammanskraal. So we actually took an unprecedented approach by engaging or commissioning a commission of inquiry to establish the facts. Now, what did the Commission of Inquiry establish? One, that the groundwaters have been polluted in the area, and the tributaries that go into the Apis River affecting our farmers, and also groundwater have been severely contaminated with high levels of E. coli and various other bacteria, which is not suited for human consumption. Number two is that the treatment plant is in a disaster. The city has basically mothballed or rather collapsed its ability to maintain its infrastructure, while noting that 40% of the city's sewer goes to the Rooival treatment works, which in turn disperses dirty water, in fact the raw effluent, into the rivers and also to people's taps. But also found that the processes that the city has engaged in to appoint service providers were flawed, because a consortium which should have never been appointed, with no experience, which was not even registered in the central supply database, was ultimately the one appointed, which was not even number two or number one in terms of the adjudication or rather evaluation criteria used by the city. So it's quite suspicious, but we do so to try and resolve the issues that are facing the communities of Hammanskraal.
You point out that the appointed company had no experience. We also understand that the city of Tshwane paid 1 million rand up front to float the cost of site establishment for this tender.
It's completely ridiculous. I mean, we live in a time and space in South Africa where the abnormal becomes the normal. I mean, I don't understand how the city can firstly appoint people without any capacity and then pay upfront amount of money. And we understand, as ActionSA, that what the city has paid to date is more than 295 million rand. In fact, it's getting close to 400 million, and yet the problem persists, and the service provider has vacated site and ran away with all the money now.
ActionSA brought a motion to council for the matter to be investigated. You had set a deadline for June 2022, which was not met, which has now been moved to August of this year. Any hope that you will actually have feedback on this matter?
It's beyond hope, my sister. It's now a responsibility which is formal in council, and there's a council resolution to that effect. So hope is not going to do anything. In fact, we're going to ensure that the mayor of Tshwane implements the council resolution and works within the deadlines as agreed by the partners of the coalition government. So we're going to go beyond hope and start to get into the realm of doing something, because it's practical, and we are within the realm of doing it in council by actively utilizing all of the mechanisms council allows us to utilize to ventilate the issue. That's why we're going to step ahead and say we're not going to wait for the report any longer so we can submit both sets of reports to the SIU. We're going to submit the report we have in our hands to ensure that we assist the SIU in their investigation, because they also have an interest into the matter of Tshwane, also the Hammanskraal water crisis. So we wanted to assist that. So we are going to get that report come hell or high waters.
Are you able to tell us more about your engagement with the SIU beyond the handing over of the report, or is that just the first part?
Look, in terms of the process, we must hand over the report, which we did. They received the report and they acknowledged reception of it, and they did confirm to us their process, which they will follow. So they're going to do some work in gathering various other pieces of information to ensure that when they ultimately write a memo or a draft proclamation to the president for his signature, there's sufficient information that demonstrates there's a prima facie case in this matter, that there's substantial and material issues that need to be engaged and ventilated in this matter, but they did confirm they have an interest into the Hammanskraal water situation. And I mean, we're received by a high-ranking official, Advocate Motiba from the SIU. So we've got hope and trust in their processes. We've seen recently they've brought people to book, even though it may take some time, but we're starting to see the rewards of their hard work, and we've got confidence in their processes that ultimately will get to the bottom of what has happened in Swat.
Bongani Baloyi is the Gauteng Provincial Chairperson of ActionSA. Thank you.